This is Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hello and welcome into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Wally Lukashinsky and Kale Zomer back in the Daily Dodge studio this morning with Corey Sparks making us sound good up in the WBEV studio. Okay, we got another beautiful morning out there. This
Gorgeous.
Great Friday. I got to ask, do you have any fun plans going into the weekend?
Oh man, kind of hoping the weather holds up. I got a few outside around the house projects I really need to get to that I've been hoping to get to every weekend, and then like every weekend the last 3 weeks it rains or snows or is below freezing, and these are things I really need to be in the 50s to do. So I'm hopefully going to get a few those things done. I got like the majority of the Christmas decorations are down, but they're like just piled up in the garage. I need to actually like sort through those and put them away.
These Wisconsin winters, man, I'm still not getting used to it, but we're going to one of these days. I know Corey and I are going to be covering the Beaver Dam girls softball game later
you guys
today.
Going to be out there today. Softball season underway.
Absolutely, on Daily Dodge TV, and then I'm going over to see Trap later tonight.
Oh, are you?
I am.
Fantastic.
I was excited. I got we got kind of a teaser earlier in the week, and I'm making sure I get over there for that.
Awesome.
So hopefully see some of you guys out there with me. But now we're very lucky to be joined on the phone by Rick Fiegel over at McKinstry's Home Furnishings to kick us off today. Rick, I got to ask you, if I ask Kale, any fun plans this weekend? Uh-oh. Do we have Rick? All right. We might be taking a quick detour on the... Is that you there? All right.
Is he there now? No luck.
No dice yet.
All right.
Well, Corey Sparks, you give us the little wave down here. As soon as we get Rick back on the phone, we'll introduce him back on the line. Got to figure out what's going on over at McKinstry's right now.
I know. We got to hear about what's going on at McKinstry's.
Absolutely. Plus, I haven't had a chance to talk to Rick yet in person. One of these days, what's going to happen? So we're going to be back on the phone. So
I saw him Wednesday night out there at the chamber dinner.
Oh, see, I didn't have it. We were out there. It was a great event. Obviously, Uncle Bill celebration. We were very excited here at the station to have a little Uncle Bill talk, which I feel like in this town, if you ever need anything to go back to, everybody knows Uncle Bill.
Exactly. Well, should we step out for a minute and see if we got some buttons to push?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a really quick break, and we're going to come back here, and we're going to welcome on Stephanie Curtis with Watertown Family Connections. That's going to be coming up on the other side of the break here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Hey, this is Randy from Professional Floor Covering, welcoming you back to Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And we are back here on Hometown Today. I think we got it figured out now. I believe we have Rick Fiegel on the line over at McKinstry's Home Furnishings. Rick, how are you doing today? Any fun plans this weekend? Oh no.
Oh no, our phones our gremlins have gotten to our phones today.
I know, I've had this happen to me when I was up in the studio before. I don't know what quite is going on. It's the benefits of being in Beaver Dam.
Exactly.
Well, we'll try to get Rick
we'll
later
catch up
on in
with
the
Rick.
show. Rick, we really appreciate you trying on with us, and we'll be talking plenty about McKinstry's Home Furnishing.
Exactly.
So don't you worry about that. But now we are very lucky to be joined by Stephanie Curtis of Watertown Family Connections for Family Strengthening Month.
Yes.
I want to start with that first of all. For people that aren't aware of what this month is or what the objective is, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So Family Strengthening Month, it used to be known as Child Abuse Prevention Month, but we want to look at families through a strength-based lens. We want to look through our whole community with a strength-based lens versus a deficit-based lens, because we want to lift people up. We want to, make sure they're empowered and strengthened and doing well. So it's Strengthening Families Month, and this is what we do every month, every day of the year, but for April, we really want to shine a light on it and talk about strengthening families, strengthening our community, strengthening our kiddos, and that. So we are celebrating it. So at Watertown Family Connections, for the month of April, we're doing a whole bunch of different things and activities, special events. I brought you guys cookies. Look.
Oh my gosh, they look fantastic.
And this says the 5 strengths, which are we'll be talking about that. And we really promote it because we want everybody to have the 5 strengths and work on them. And we all have them, just at different levels. Now you're probably going to say, what are the 5 strengths?
I absolutely was about to ask what the
Okay.
5 strengths are. First of all, I have to mention those cookies look divine.
Yep. They even have our name on it. This is a little windmill, that you see the little windmills that they put out for Family Strengthening Month. You'll see those out in different places. So the 5 strengths, and I did, are parental resilience, knowledge of child parenting and development, social connections, social emotional learning for children, and then concrete supports. Those are all the things that we need in our lives to be successful. And then just to put it in another context. So I talked at the Watertown Chamber back in March, and parental resilience, I want you guys to visualize Captain America's shield. So if we have that shield, we are protected and we can protect our kids and build that shield. And we're talking about, all right, like when we're talking before when we were off air, like finding that sense of calm in that capsule calmness, it's that shield of protection. And then knowledge of child parenting and development, Dr. Strange's Eye of Agamotto, so you have that knowledge. So you get that visualization. Your social connections, are you Batman? Are you like Batman? Are you like Spider-Man? And you connected and where you're going. Concrete supports, Wonder Woman. Bracelets, the lasso, the airplane. You're like, what do you have? What are your resources? Social emotional learning, Dr. Banner and the Hulk, right? How do you control those emotions? Are you calm? How do kids need to learn these tools? Sympathy, empathy, being calm. Know what their emotions are, because we want them to be successful problem solvers, successful when they're older, right? And because we've all worked with people who don't have some of those skills, and they're so important. And that's where they're learning them when they're little. We need to have them learn that. And what's the other one that I forgot? I forgot one.
I'm trying to think of other superheroes now.
No, we had parental resilience. Oh, I'll just look this. Look
There you go.
Oh, this is why you brought that in the cookies, right?
See, cheat sheet.
We did the social emotional learning. That was the Hulk. Concrete supports. That was Wonder Woman. Knowledge of parenting. That was Agamotto. Social connections. I hit them all.
You
I
did
hit
you
them
got
all.
'em all.
I was thinking there was 6. But those are the things that we all need to be successful in life. We have to have those, and when we call them the 5 strengths, because they are strengths, and just like my biceps are stronger than my triceps, but someday maybe my triceps will be stronger than my biceps. We have these strengths, but they're different at all the times, and you can just visualize you have them, but where are they at? And different opportunities. So.
Well, go ahead.
Gonna have her pull her mic a little closer to her there.
There you go. Okay.
No,
Make
you're
sure we
fine.
can hear you loud and clear. There we go.
Well, I want to ask a little bit more about these 5 strengths. So you just mentioned some of us are going to have strengths in certain areas more than others.
Right.
Do you guys like hone in on the strengths, or is it more focused on developing those other traits then?
So what the idea too is that we do have a test that something that you could do. We offer it to individuals to show you where you fall on that. But also the beauty of Watertown Family Connections is that we can talk to a parent and say, okay, you need those more connections. Start coming to our play groups. Start coming to our parent cafes, making those connections. So giving them opportunities, those tips and tools where they can go. If it's parenting, like knowledge of parenting and child development, we have parenting classes. Do a one-on-one with us, those types of things. Concrete supports, if you're time in need, we will connect you to the resource because we make relationships with the organizations in Dodge and Jefferson County so that we can connect them to that.
Well, it's very clear that you're fired up about this.
And that's the whole thing. This isn't just a job for me. I'm very passionate about children and families and wanting more and better for our communities because we have it. We can do it if we all work together. And it's just, I can't do it by myself. You guys can't do it by yourselves with the Radiothon. We have to work together. Yep. All those organizations that you bring together. I work with Renee at Community Childcare, the Beaver Dam Community Foundation. All those, we work together. And our goal is, our common goal. What is our common goal? Kids, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Our littlest citizens in the state of Wisconsin and investing in that early childhood education. You could put Renee and I on here, we could have our own little show. But, we're not only working with the families and getting the programs and that, we're also out there advocating, talking to Bourne and Jagler and Fitzgerald, saying invest, and also talking to the people in the community, invest.
You said that word passion. I'm so happy you did.
Yeah.
Where did that spawn from for you? When did you get involved? How did you get involved in this?
I have been with Watertown Family Connections. It'll be 20 years in June.
Good for you.
So I don't, this isn't the path that I had decided on in the beginning. And I think too, is, as you get older in that, you learn to be resilient and pivot and change, and the way that you work with people, it just goes. And I've been very fortunate enough. I'm not an original Wisconsinite. I've only been here for, it'll be 22 years.
Wow, you're a transplant too.
Yeah, I'm from Michigan. Go Lions! Don't hold that against me.
Oh,
Wait.
man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I gotta be careful. I
I
wouldn't
have
ask
to
my
say that because of my
affiliation.
family.
All these years I thought I'd liked you, Stephanie.
No, I'm just worried. Wait,
I can sing the fight song if you want.
Which one are we talking about?
What?
Which fight song?
Oh,
What
well, you won't-
college?
Oh, where did I go to college?
Well, yeah, you're talking about the state of Michigan. I have to be careful here. We might just have to throw it a break and never come back.
Which college did I go to?
Wait, which one do you support?
Who
in
do you
that
root
state?
Okay,
for?
so here's the thing.
This is a big question.
My husband is a big U of M fan, University of Michigan fan. Just a
Poor
second,
Wally.
Can I say this?
Yeah, no, you're good.
My daughter and I
Loving
are
it.
big Michigan State fans.
Good for you.
Go Sparty, go green.
Go green, go white.
There you go.
Oh, you guys are heroes.
So it's our house is torn. My daughter is getting she's now a PhD candidate at Michigan State University, kinesiology.
Wow.
Let's go. Good for her.
So, yeah.
You had me scared. I'm an Ohio
No.
State alumni, so I'm like, what are we doing here?
So, off of our topic. When I graduated from Ferris State University, my husband and I moved to East Lansing, Michigan, from where we were originally living. I worked at a bar called Trippers, and one of the best days, and it was a sports bar, one of the best days was the Michigan State game to work. Yeah, so I even still have my original T-shirt. That's 30 years old. That's
awesome.
Michigan State game day.
All right, well, I had to at least take a short
Sorry.
segue
Okay.
there.
Sorry.
No, you're very fine.
Do I get extra time for that?
We're going to squeeze everything we can because we are talking with Stephanie Curtis with Watertown Family
Yeah.
Connections now. You had mentioned you have some events coming up.
Yes.
For people that want to get involved, what are these events like and when are they?
When I was talking to you guys about, when we were doing the visual aids, the parental resilience and that, I've actually kind of changed up my parenting classes to be superhero themed. So we have, in the month of April, we have Power Up Parenting, Unleashing Your Superpowers, because parents, you have it. You have superpowers. use them. So, and right now these are all virtual for the month of April. April 10th, we have Calm in the Chaos, Managing Stress and Big Feelings. April 17th is Screen Time Sense, Balancing Technology and Childhood. And April 24th, Parenting Toddlers, Harnessing Superpowers to Tackle Tantrums, Whining, and Bedtime Battles.
Oh,
so we're doing that in the month of April, and then these will be in person in May. Also in April, we have Parenting Sidekicks, Building a Support Network. I have so many parents say to me, I'm 33, I don't know how to make adult friends, or I'm 45, I don't know. So we're going to do this opportunity. It's like a mini parent cafe. And it's like, it says Parenting Sidekicks, Building a Support Network. Every superhero needs a trusted sidekick. Every parent deserves a strong support network. So it's just the opportunity to make friends. And the thing too is that you have something in common. You might be different ages, but you have kids the same age. So it's just a time to come in and share and talk. And I use these cards. So like a question I'll ask just to get like a table topics. For parental resilience, what are some of the negative ways to deal with stress, and how can you shift to more positive ways? And it just gets the conversation going. And then we have Sundays with Stephanie. So it's Power Up Your Parenting on Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. Again, it's virtual. So we're going to be talking about empowering independence, little steps to big skills. So milestones like potty training, balancing work, family, and partnership like a super team. Because we need our partners to support us in what we're doing and be on the same page, because if you're a parent, it's crazy town. And then Raising Heroes, building confidence and battling bullying. So, we're doing stuff like that.
When you said Sundays with Stephanie, I thought maybe you were going to announce like you were going to be doing a new Sunday night show here on.
Hey,
oh my
you
God,
never know.
WBEV,
It might turn in. If you ever want me to do that, you
very
need something to
Delilah
fill in.
style call in and
call
complain about your kids.
I got
and
a good
you'll support.
playlist too that we could do. And then on Sunday, April 26th, from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., we are doing Saturday Family Strong Day boot camp. So we're gonna be doing yoga, burpees. I love burpees. We're going to be doing and jumping jacks. We're going to have tug of war. We're going to have some crafts and some treats just to build those families up. So we're doing that.
Wow, you have a ton of events coming up here.
But yeah.
Well, I got to ask too, for people that are probably just feeling that passion and they're feeling it at home and they're like, how do I get involved with something like this? Is there a way for people to donate or to volunteer?
You can call us at 920-261-2450 or go to our website, WatertownFamilyConnections.com, and there's an opportunity to donate on there. Again, just call, say, hey, Steph, we want to do this. You can donate. I never say no to money.
Yeah.
Or, sometimes it might be materials or craft items or, hey, we have this. And
well, you have all these events coming up. Those don't just happen.
No, I have a wonderful staff, great staff. And you know what I forgot to tell you guys? Something has happened to Watertown Family Connections in the last few months. In 2023, we received a grant from the Wisconsin Child Abuse Prevention Board. We are one of 10 family resource centers that received this.
Oh, that's fantastic.
With the goal of creating our infrastructure, building it up, professional development training for the staff, just doing these things so that all these family resource centers are on the same page, using the same language. We all are different in some of our deliveries of what we're doing in our communities because everything looks different, but having that solid foundation with the idea of working towards applying for accreditation and becoming accredited. And our grant runs out at the end of June, and the idea was to apply in July. Well, I applied in January, and in February I was notified that we are a family resource center of quality. There are 39 family resource centers in the state of Wisconsin that belong to the state organization called Thriving Wisconsin. We were the second group of cohorts to go through this. Only 10 organizations have received Family Resource Center of Quality, and there was 9, and we are number 10. So we're so excited that we did this. And also, there are some bigger FRCs in bigger communities with bigger budgets that don't have this accreditation, and we do. So this is a bonus for the communities of Watertown and Beaver Dam that you have an organization right here that is accredited as a Family Resource Center of Quality. What does that mean? I can see it in Wally's eyes.
Please,
Everything
absolutely.
that we do, it isn't just like kids come and play and we just throw these classes out. Everything that we do and we provide is evidence-based. It isn't just something that we just thought of, but it's very intentional what we're doing. Our play groups have curriculum that's built on so that kids are getting ready for kindergarten with their kindergarten readiness. When I talked about the social emotional learning skills, SEL, that's what it is. It's kids are learning how to work together, collaborate, gaining empathy and sympathy. They're being, grateful. They're working with their parents. We're seeing in our scores, 95% of parents are reporting that their kids are doing better with their social emotional skills. Those executive skills that I talked about that we want kids to have, problem solving as they get older, they're reporting that back to us. So we're seeing these changes, and it's great, and we're very happy.
Well, it sounds like it's going very, very well right now. I know that we are getting close out of time, so I have to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else that people need to know where you want to give them that little extra push? They're sitting at home like, I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. I don't know if this will be for us.
The thing is that we are a nonprofit, right? And so I can write grants. we can do fundraising, but we really need this. We can, participate in the Children's Radiothon. But when it really comes down to it, like I said at the beginning of this, investing in our kids. So we really need to think about if we invest in early childhood education and focus upstream. Just imagine you're not going to have to fund downstream. So if you have the opportunity and you want to donate to just us, or if you want to save it and you donate it to the Radiothon and you hit a little bit more of the agencies, that's great because we're partners and we work together, all for that common goal of the kids. We value children, we value education, and we're change makers and champions of kids and families, and that's what we need to do as partners, all of us, and as a community. So in order to have strong communities, we need to really invest in those kids and invest in what's important and focus upstream. It's easy to start going downstream, but if we focus upstream, if all kids had those building blocks, those protective factors, those families, if they all had those opportunities, imagine the communities that we would have, the state that we, all these things, the possibilities, unlimited.
I can feel the passion. I know the people can at home right now. Thank you so much
You're
for joining
welcome.
us, Stephanie. I'm sure we'll be talking again. Yes. I was going to say, it was a lot of fun. We need more time for you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
So Thank you once again for jumping in with us today.
Sure, no problem. And if you want me to come back with my Sundays with Stephanie, I will do that.
I love it.
Well,
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you so much. And I do want to real quickly just mention one of our wonderful partners over at Professional Floor Covering, your store for floors and so much more. Whether you're dreaming of brand new cabinets and countertops, stylish new flooring, or a luxurious shower or tub, Professional Floor Covering has everything you need to transform your space. When it comes to flooring, they really have you covered there. A great selection of flooring, all different types, styles, brands of carpet, including a great lineup. They have over 50 different rolls in stock right now, tons of different colors, patterns, materials, and they carry some of those great lines like Stanton carpets, so check that out. They also have a great selection of hardwood, and Kale, I always say it, but who doesn't love hardwood floors?
Exactly.
They also have laminate, a fantastic selection of LVP and all different types, styles, and budget ranges. They also have tile and stone, and they do custom area rugs. And of course, when you work with Randy and the team at Professional Floor Covering, they'll come out to your home, get everything measured up for free. They can suggest different types of flooring, offer up different price points, and get everything to meet your budget and looking beautiful. If you're not sure where to start, visit their showroom at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam or online at proflr.com. We're going to step aside now for a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be welcoming on Bertrand Berger with the Veteran Suicide Project. That's next here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by our good friends at McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, celebrating 167 years. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure to check out their fantastic picture framing service department. They have a large selection of picture frame moldings, conservation mattings, and glass, all in stock that ensures prompt and proper professional framing of your needlework, your family photos, your wedding pictures, your oil paintings, wildlife prints, award certificates. They've even framed a guitar. If it can be framed, they can frame it. Best of all, you'll be amazed by their low everyday prices. So let McKinstry's designers help you select just the right frame and matting to enhance the beauty of your artwork. Take your frameable pieces to McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam on Front Street under the big red awning. And Wally, we are back with more Hometown Today. Our thanks again to Stephanie Curtis with Watertown Family Connections. Always great to catch up with Stephanie.
Absolutely. And she brought gifts in on top of everything else.
She brought us goodies. Those are looking pretty good over there.
And it's not often that somebody I feel like can out-energy me. And I think Stephanie might have just done that.
I know.
I was sitting there, I'm
Gave
like,
you a
wow.
run for your money.
I know. I was like, if we hung out all day, I was going to say, we're going to get a lot done. That's all I got out of that.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
All right. Well, now we're very excited. We do welcome on Bertrand Berger on the phone lines now. He's got a very important cause he's going to be sharing with us today, talking about the Veteran Suicide Project. First of all, Bertrand, how are you doing today? It's very exciting to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate being on. Yeah, and you can call me Bert. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I work at the Medical College of Wisconsin in the psychiatry department, as well as a psychologist at the Milwaukee VA. I'm chief of mental health there.
Wow, that's fantastic. We're going to call you Bert, absolutely. I want to make sure I'm drawing the last name right. Is it Berger or Burger?
Burger.
All right, cool.
Yep.
I'm glad I asked.
Like my favorite food.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's right.
Well, you
with
are.
an E.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're here to talk about a very, very important cause today, so we're very fired up to have you on the line. You're with the Veteran Suicide Project. For people that aren't aware of this project or aren't familiar with it, can you share a little bit about what your guys' aims are and what you guys do over there?
Yeah, sure. So this is a project through Advancing Health Through Wisconsin grant. We got $250,000 to do a 2-year project, which we want to increase awareness about veteran suicides throughout the state of Wisconsin. So we have a website called reachoutwith.org, just like it sounds, and it's a place where veterans can find resources that they can use to find out if they're eligible for VA services. There's also all kinds of support services for suicide, mental health, housing, social interactions. It's kind of a one-place area to help reach out to Wisconsin veterans.
Absolutely. And I'm curious, too, how did you become involved with this project, something that you care about so much, with this mission to help prevent veteran suicide?
Well, it's been a long journey. I've been at the VA for 30 years now. I started as an intern, and this has just been a mission in my life, is to help veterans. I'm not a veteran myself, but just my work on an inpatient mental health unit and seeing the suffering that some veterans experience, I really felt like I can talk to veterans one-on-one, help them in groups, and help them when they're in crisis. But then I thought, we see those veterans that come to us for immediate help, and we do a really good job in the VA system. I encourage any veterans out there, if they have any thoughts of hurting themselves or need help with anything, go to your local VA. We have a walk-in clinic and everything like that. So we have all this immediate care. But what I thought is that we need to do more to get to those veterans that are not coming to get care, like in the VA, or even to see their doctor to get help. Veterans really feel like they're just tough, right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I can handle this. And I think there are plenty of veterans out there that just don't realize that it's not a bad thing to ask for help, get help when they need it. And so this project is to, as a public health project, to get beyond the VA. The VA really wants to reach out to the communities get help from communities to engage veterans to get them their help. So I've been kind of working on this project for like 5 years of trying to do more public health messaging, especially to the state of Wisconsin. We have a special population, I think, in Wisconsin, and really independently minded people, and so some of our projects are really to try to help people realize, hey, if I got an issue, it's not a big deal. Just call somebody and get some help. And we want people to reach out to veterans they know if they're in crisis as well.
Well, and I'm sure there's so many of us out there that have, even if we're not veterans ourselves, we have veterans in our family we're worried about. Like, I'm a big sap here, Burr, I'm not going to lie to you, but my brother is a Marine, and he is that, like, I'm going to get through this. He's headstrong. How can us as family members, as friends, also help push our friends, our veterans, to go and make sure they are taking care of themselves?
Sometimes it's just kind of that basic idea, like to kind of, hey, how you doing? I notice maybe you're not so upbeat as you used to be. Anything going on? And just kind of try to be a friend, and see what they might say. And then if they say, yeah, got some things going on, I got to kind of work on some stuff, you could let them know, well, I heard that there's services for veterans. Have you checked to see what you're eligible for? Because a lot of veterans don't even know, like, they have, like, vocational benefits, housing benefits, along with all the health care benefits. And we really encourage that they take advantage of those benefits. There's some new criteria, too. It's called the PACT Act, which means veterans that have experienced any kind of environmental exposure while they're in the service, that there's new eligibility criteria for veterans. So some of it is just giving the veteran that information. And then, you can't always get them there, right? But if you can let them know what's available, maybe they'll seek that help. And also, if someone's really in crisis, sometimes it does mean calling 911 and, getting them the immediate help that they need. Which hopefully, doesn't happen very often, but there are those cases, at least in my world.
Such an important topic to talk about. And Bert, do you happen to have, I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but do you happen to have any numbers off the top of your head as far as statistics when it comes to veteran suicide? And it's, in my experience, it seems to be something that's so easy to put to the back of our minds, and maybe we don't really think about until we happen to, have a conversation like this, and then maybe down the road it's forgotten again. Can you speak to a little bit just about how much of an issue it is?
Sure. Yeah. It's an unfortunate stats, but people may have heard, like, a few years ago, they were talking like there are 22 veterans that die per day. The newer stats showing it's about 17 veterans die per day in the United States. So it's a real stat there. And the thing about suicide is that it's been increasing since the year 2000 consistently. And it's about a third higher than it used to be. And it's the 10th, in 2020, it was the 10th most leading cause of death, and the second leading cause of death among veterans under age 45. So it's unfortunate that people are dying from suicide, and we know it's preventable. A lot of times it's the person getting help. And we also know another thing is that firearms are a real factor in suicide.
Sure.
And one of the stats I like to always bring up is that of all those people that die each year, and like in Wisconsin, we have about 800 people that die from suicide each year, and about a fifth of those are veterans. And of those people that die, 50% of them use a firearm.
Wow.
So the gun is, like, there's more deaths by suicide than there are by homicide. And people don't really know some of that. That in that gun that's in someone's home, and sometimes, we don't realize how dangerous that is. And so we do have a program also that I focus on. It's called Live Today, Put It Away. And it's a program for people if they're in a crisis and really want to get their guns out of the home because they know, they hear it's a real risk because it doesn't take much to use a gun to die. And it's very lethal. You don't survive from a gunshot. So our program is at firearm retailers around the state. We got about 40 of them, 46 of them, and they will take guns in for people that are in crisis and hold on to them until they're ready to handle them. So it's a voluntary program, but it's a way for people to kind of keep themselves and their home safe.
We're talking with Bert Berger with the Veteran Suicide Project. Bert, what are your hopes for the future of the Veteran Suicide Project, and how do you envision the long-term impact working through your guys' efforts?
So one thing that is really difficult is just getting the word out, like we're doing today, and I really appreciate you guys contacting me and giving me an opportunity to kind of talk about these issues. And the thing is, there's not a lot of media interest. I think there's interest in this area, but there's no funding to provide, education about this. Because we know, like, in the broadcasting world that advertisements about stop smoking and use your seatbelts have saved millions of lives. Yep. So we know that public service announcements can make a difference in overall health in our country. We don't have much for suicide prevention, especially around veterans. So my project is then to develop a Wisconsin Suicide Prevention Veteran Broadcasting Coalition. And we're in the beginning stages of developing this coalition. And the idea is that we want to raise money so we can advertise and do public announcements around these issues. So I'm hoping, into the future, we'll be able to continue educating the public about these issues. And the more we educate, I believe the more that people will think about what I'm talking about. Put those firearms away when you're in crisis. Seek help if you're starting to have problems, and especially reach out to other people. Give people support. All those things, if we can educate people about it, I believe it will decrease our suicide rates. So I'm really focused on this coalition, which then can go into the future and be something that we can see positive messages to help people.
Bert, you're just talking here about the importance of the education. It's so interesting. You obviously approach this from, kind of a healthcare medical standpoint, a lot of research, a lot of practice. Have you found, because obviously this is one of those conversations people don't always love to have. It's not the funnest conversation to have. Do you find from your standpoint in researching, do you find that it really is super important that those conversations be had and is actually doing some good?
Yeah, that just having a personal connection with somebody is huge for someone to maybe change their mind. They may be thinking about things. They might be in the, down in the dumps, and they may feel alone. And it sometimes is, and I've heard this from people that I've worked with, it's like that one person that said one thing made them think about something, and they changed their mind and decided not to make the attempt. And it is, we do know that people that tend to isolate and stick to themselves and really don't do a lot, they are higher risk. And some of those people may have been very social before, so especially if you see a change in somebody, that's the time to kind of reach out and see if you can do something, because it does make a difference, for sure.
We're talking with Bert Berger with the Veteran Suicide Project. Bert, we're just about out of time today. I want to give you the floor. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us today about how people can help, about how they can be involved, anything that we can do going forward?
Yeah, so our website, reachoutwith.org, I think would be a place to start. We have a contact us area, and if they can reach out to us through email. But the website talks about a lot of the things I'm talking about, and we have videos that we've recorded, radio bits, emails, and people can really be part of the solution to help. And so if anyone's interested, they can email me personally, too. I'm looking for help to develop our coalition. So my email is bert.berger@va.gov, and that's BERT.BERGER. And yeah, if someone's interested, we've got coalitions and projects that we're working on to make a difference in people's lives.
Bert, thank you so much for coming on today. I know it's not necessarily a fun conversation to have, but it's such an important conversation to have, and you're doing a great work, so thank you very much.
Great, and thank you so much for inviting me, and look forward to hopefully being part of other conversations around the state and in your area. That would be wonderful.
Absolutely. We'll look forward to that too, Bert. You have a great weekend, and thank you so much again.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Cale. I know, again, I said it just there, but not fun, but very important to have those discussions.
Always tough to have that conversation, but man, does it make a difference to have it. I'll tell you what. So.
Well, we all have veterans in our lives, even if it's just a friend or if it's like maybe you're not the closest friend, but somebody you know.
Exactly.
And just taking that extra step to be kind, be involved in their lives, it goes such a long way.
Yep, exactly. Great. Again, thanks to Dr. Bert Berger for joining us on the show today. And thanks again to Stephanie Curtis from Watertown Family Connections. Before we get out of here, Wally, a couple reminders. We got Brewers baseball coming up tonight. Brewers hosting the Reds over at AmFam pregame at 6:35 tonight. You are headed over to the softball diamond tonight. Right?
Oh, it's going to be a great night. Not only do we have softball, so make sure you tune in. Like you said, Cale, the Brewers are getting the Reds. They just lost 3 straight games, 1-0. So strike the iron while it's hot. Brewers get a win. Golden Beavers get a win. Let's have a Friday.
Exactly. And then don't forget, coming up tomorrow, PAVE hosting their 5K Run to Protect Run Walk at their offices. Kicks off registration at 9 a.m. Run Walk starts at 9:30, and that's over at their offices at 111 East Burnett Street in Beaver Dam. And the proceeds for that going to benefit the Good Comer Brands John Moser Children's Radiothon. So head over there. Tomorrow looks like it's going to be a perfect day for a run walk tomorrow.
Gotta do it.
Little cloud cover, 50s, going to be, not super hot, not wet. It's going to be perfect weather. So, and thanks again to Linda McCullum and the gang for hosting Polka Fest last night. Stopped out there. It was a great time, so that was great. Coming up next on Community Comment, Kevin Haugen going to sit down with the Beaver Dam Police Department, discuss a little bit about the Sophia Franklin case and the Amber Alert. And then at 11:10 this morning, it's Senior Solutions with Hire Insurance Services.
Got to make sure you're listening to that. BD Police and Matt Hire back-to-back. You couldn't ask for anything more on a Friday. So you guys at home, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here at 9 a.m. for more Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. This is what